Kate Middleton, Queen Camilla, and the Battle of the British Crown. Kate Middleton stood under the piercing gaze of the world, and in one moment, shattered centuries of tradition. At a highly anticipated royal event, filled with pomp, splendor, and all the hallmarks of the British monarchy, she did the unthinkable. Instead of performing the expected deep curtsy to Queen Camilla, a gesture loaded with submission and respect, Kate merely nodded. A polite, almost casual nod. The crowd gasped, whispers swept through the audience, and the tension in the air was palpable. Was this a slip of protocol, or something far more deliberate? Inside the gilded halls of royalty, this seemingly minor gesture was anything but insignificant. It was a spark igniting a firestorm of speculation about the fractures within the British royal family. For a family known to preserve its internal battles behind tightly shut palace doors, this public slight sent a clear signal: all is not well in the House of Windsor. Some claimed it was a silent protest against Queen Camilla's growing influence, others believed it was an emotional outburst tied to deeper, unresolved conflicts. The act, whether accidental or calculated, turned the spotlight onto a family already buckling under the strain of loyalty, tradition, and modernization. The fallout was swift. Reports emerged of visible tension between Queen Camilla and Princess Anne at King Charles III's coronation dinner, revealing an ever-widening chasm among senior royals. Princess Anne, fiercely protective of royal traditions, reportedly clashed with Camilla over the prominence given to her family during the coronation. According to insiders, Anne refused to address Camilla by her full title as Queen, instead calling her Queen Consort, a move dripping with defiance. It wasn't just ceremonial matters that stirred anger, personal grievances bubbled to the surface. Years of unspoken resentment seemed to unfold in mere moments, leaving the monarchy's unified facade on the brink of collapse. But while these dramatic moments grabbed headlines, they only scratched the surface of the deeper, more complex struggles unraveling behind palace walls. Kate's refusal to curtsy wasn't just about Camilla. It was a reflection of the growing tensions within a family struggling to adapt to the pressures of modernity while bound by centuries-old traditions. For years, Kate has walked a delicate line, balancing her role as a beloved public figure and her position within the rigid hierarchy of the monarchy. But her actions that day hinted at a quiet rebellion against the stifling constraints imposed by royal protocols. Was this a glimpse into the simmering frustration of a woman who has given so much of herself to the crown? Queen Camilla, for her part, has had a tumultuous journey to the throne. Once the target of public scorn due to her controversial relationship with King Charles, Camilla has worked tirelessly to carve out a role for herself as queen. Her efforts to champion causes like domestic violence awareness have earned her respect, but her ascent hasn't come without criticism. Some senior royals reportedly question her suitability for the role, and Kate's subtle defiance has only fueled the whispers of discontent. Camilla's family's prominent placement at the coronation ceremony, allegedly at the expense of the Middleton family, may have been the final straw for Kate, a perceived insult she could not let pass unnoticed. The bitterness within the royal household isn't confined to the women of the court. Prince William, known for his reserved and diplomatic nature, has reportedly expressed frustration with his stepmother's growing influence. The coronation, a moment meant to solidify the monarchy's continuity, instead highlighted the fractures within the family. Insiders revealed that William's speech at the event carried an undercurrent of tension, with pointed remarks about family loyalty and tradition. Even Prince Harry, who has become a vocal critic of the monarchy, reportedly weighed in, adding fuel to the fire. For all its grandeur and ceremony, the royal family has always been a delicate balancing act, a tightrope walk between public duty and private life. The recent health scare involving Kate added another layer of complexity to an already strained situation. During an official engagement in December, the princess collapsed unexpectedly, sparking widespread concern and speculation. At the time, the palace offered little explanation, fueling rumors about her well-being. It wasn't until months later that Kate revealed the truth: she had been battling cancer. Her candid admission struck a chord with the public. She shared her journey through chemotherapy and surgery with remarkable grace, earning widespread admiration for her resilience. Yet, the revelation also underscored the immense pressure placed on her as a senior royal. Balancing her health, her duties, and her role as a mother to 3 young children had taken its toll. Even in her moments of vulnerability, Kate remained a symbol of strength, a stark contrast to the tensions brewing within the royal family. The British monarchy finds itself at a crossroads. On one side is the weight of centuries of tradition, upheld by figures like Princess Anne, who view modern deviations as a threat to the institution's survival. On the other is the need to adapt to a rapidly changing world, embodied by figures like Kate and William, who seek to modernize the monarchy's image. Queen Camilla, caught in the middle, represents both the monarchy's past and its uncertain future. As the dust settles on these latest royal dramas, one thing is clear: the House of Windsor is under unprecedented scrutiny. The public, once content to admire the royals from afar, now demands transparency and accountability. Every gesture, every word, every decision is analyzed, dissected, and debated. For a family whose survival depends on public favor, the stakes have never been higher. And so, the royal family soldiers on, their every move watched by a world eager for the next chapter in their ongoing saga. In this battle between tradition and modernity, unity and discord, the crown's greatest challenge lies not in its enemies but in itself. The question remains: can the monarchy withstand the pressures of its own making, or will the weight of history finally bring it to its knees? The whispers grow louder. Across the globe, people are not just asking questions about the monarchy but openly debating its relevance in the modern world. Social media buzzes with opinions, theories, and accusations. In this digital age, the once sacred privacy of the royal family has been shattered. Every perceived misstep, every strained smile, every word uttered out of turn becomes ammunition for critics and fodder for supporters. But beneath the public discourse lies a deeper, more troubling truth: the monarchy's survival depends not on grandeur but on unity. And unity, it seems, is in short supply. Take, for instance, the rift between William and Harry, a wound that seems only to deepen with time. Harry's explosive memoir, paired with his and Meghan's high-profile interviews, has peeled back the layers of royal mystique, exposing a family fraught with rivalry and resentment. While William has tried to maintain a stoic front, insiders suggest he feels betrayed, not just by his brother's words, but by his willingness to air their private grievances to the world. And now, with Harry seemingly weighing in on the latest internal squabbles, the fractures within the family feel irreparable. The tension isn't just a matter of personal relationships, it's a crisis for the institution itself. For centuries, the monarchy has relied on its ability to present a united front, a facade of stability and continuity in the face of change. The world doesn't just admire the crown for its pageantry, it respects it for its ability to endure. But what happens when the cracks in that facade become too large to ignore? Kate's health scare only highlighted this fragility. The revelation of her cancer diagnosis, while inspiring in its display of resilience, also raised uncomfortable questions about the toll royal life takes on those within its orbit. How much can one person give before they break? For all her poise and grace, Kate's journey through illness was a stark reminder of her humanity, a humanity often overshadowed by the crown's relentless demands. Even the monarchy's staunchest defenders cannot deny the storm clouds gathering on the horizon. Public trust in the institution has waned, with younger generations questioning its relevance. Polls suggest a growing sentiment that the monarchy, for all its history and tradition, no longer serves a purpose in modern society. And while Queen Elizabeth II's reign was defined by her ability to command respect and affection, King Charles III faces a much more skeptical audience. Camilla, too, remains a polarizing figure. Despite her efforts to win over the public, her past continues to haunt her. Many still view her as an outsider, an interloper in a family already struggling to maintain its image. And with figures like Princess Anne openly challenging her authority, the question of whether Camilla can truly unite the family, or the nation, becomes impossible to ignore. But amidst the chaos, there are glimmers of hope. Kate's decision to speak openly about her struggles has endeared her to millions, casting her as a relatable and resilient figure in a world often perceived as out of touch. William, too, has shown a willingness to modernize, championing causes that resonate with younger generations. Their shared vision of a more accessible, transparent monarchy offers a potential path forward, even as the shadows of tradition loom large. For the monarchy to survive, it must do more than adapt, it must evolve. The days of unquestioned loyalty are gone, replaced by a demand for authenticity and accountability. The royal family cannot afford to simply endure the latest round of scandals and controversies. They must actively work to rebuild trust and unity, both within their ranks and with the public they serve. Yet, the road ahead is fraught with challenges. The bitterness within the family shows no signs of abating, and the pressure from the outside world only continues to grow. The monarchy stands at a crossroads, its future uncertain. Will it rise to meet the demands of a new era, or will it crumble under the weight of its own history? As the world watches, the British royal family faces its greatest test yet. The stakes are nothing less than the survival of an institution that has shaped centuries of history. And in this battle for the soul of the monarchy, one thing is certain: the story is far from over. The story only seems to spiral further, drawing in new voices and igniting old flames. Across the UK, debates rage in living rooms, pubs, and parliamentary chambers. For every staunch royalist defending the institution, there's a growing chorus calling for its abolition. The monarchy, once an untouchable symbol of tradition and continuity, now feels like a lightning rod for division. The younger royals, especially William and Kate, bear the brunt of this pressure. With Charles's reign already seen by many as transitional, all eyes are on the Prince and Princess of Wales to carry the monarchy into a new era. But how can they chart a course for the future when the past keeps pulling them back? Harry's revelations have done more than embarrass the family. They've eroded the very foundation of trust that the monarchy relies on. And with Meghan continuing to advocate for her truth on the global stage, the wounds seem destined to remain open. Meanwhile, whispers of internal rebellion grow louder. Senior royals, once loyal to the crown without question, are reportedly questioning the wisdom of the current leadership. And sharp remarks about Camilla are just the tip of the iceberg. Behind closed doors, there are rumors of factions forming, with some advocating for drastic reform, and others clinging to the old ways. The tension isn't just palpable, it's explosive. The public's patience, too, is wearing thin. The lavish spending on royal events, the opaque finances of the crown estate, the perception of privilege, it all feels increasingly out of step with a world grappling with economic inequality and social upheaval. Protesters have taken to the streets with slogans like "Not my king" and "Abolish the monarchy," a stark reminder that the institution's survival is far from guaranteed. Even the media, traditionally an ally of the royal family, has turned. Once content to celebrate royal weddings and anniversaries, the press now picks apart every move with relentless scrutiny. Tabloids revel in the drama, while more serious outlets question the monarchy's relevance and future. For a family accustomed to controlling the narrative, this shift has been devastating. Yet, amidst the turmoil, a strange kind of resilience emerges. Kate's honesty about her struggles has sparked a wave of empathy. Her decision to step back from some royal duties to focus on her health and family has been widely praised, seen as a bold rejection of the stiff upper lip tradition. William's initiatives, from environmental advocacy to mental health awareness, show a willingness to connect with the public on issues that matter. Their actions hint at a monarchy that could, perhaps, become more human and less ceremonial. But can these efforts be enough to counteract the tidal wave of negativity? The cracks within the family, the skepticism of the public, the relentless scrutiny of the media, it all feels insurmountable. The monarchy's defenders argue that it has survived worse wars, abdications, scandals. But history offers no guarantees. The world has changed, and so too must the institution, or it risks becoming obsolete. In the coming months, the royal family faces decisions that will shape its fate for generations. Will they continue to fight each other, dragging their legacy further into the mud? Or will they find a way to reconcile, to present a united front and rebuild the trust they have lost? The answers are unclear, but one thing is certain: the monarchy can no longer rely on tradition alone to save it. The crown may still shine, but its luster is fading. If the royal family cannot rise above their divisions, if they cannot adapt to the demands of the modern world, they risk losing everything. And in the shadows of Buckingham Palace, one can't help but wonder, is this the beginning of the end, or the start of a long overdue transformation? The clock is ticking, and the world is watching.